Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again. Here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video comparing our live action versions of the Joker, the portrayals we've had, and basically deciding or coming up with my opinion on who I think played the best live action Joker. Alright, so right off the bat I want to say, just like with my favorite Batman portrayals countdown list, I'm not going to be including voice acting. It doesn't make sense to me to compare, full-fledged live action acting to just straight up voice acting. That said, I would like to see Mark Hamill be able to play the Joker in live action at some point during his career. I mean, he's getting kind of old now, but I definitely think he would be a shoo-in for somebody to play the Joker in live action, since he has the best Joker voice, in my opinion, of any of these actors who have played the Joker. If you want to compare live action to the voice, I mean, Mark Hamill's Joker laughs. I won't just say laugh, but laughs, because he's got lots of different ones. Depending on the circumstance, he'll change his laugh to match the scene. And even with the video games, we've had, Arkham City, Arkham Asylum. He's like the voice that most people hear when they read Batman comic books, is that Joker voice. So he won't be considered in this. Likewise, Cesar Romero, I mean, his portrayal of the Joker in the 60s Batman, it's like, trying to compare that to nowadays, I mean, it was okay, but when you want to try to compare that to Ledger's Joker or Jack Nicholson's Joker, I think right off the bat this very quickly becomes a 1 versus 1, and that we can all rule out Cesar Romero as being the best Joker, I think. Anyway, I put him as number 3, so in terms of the 3 actors that I think of as the Joker, Romero, Jack Nicholson, and Ledger, I think Cesar Romero would be at the bottom of the list. So that being said, this becomes kind of a versus matchup of the 1989 Joker versus the Dark Knight Joker. Ledger's Joker versus Nicholson's Joker. Now, this one for me is really hard to just even think about, to break down, and to try and speculate on which one I think actually gave a better performance, because even though they're the same character, they are such different interpretations of the Joker. I mean, one is like your golden age, classic type Joker, and not even two, because Jack Nicholson's Joker was a lot different from your regular comic book Joker. I mean, it's in that movie universe, he was the one who killed Bruce's parents. So, there's a lot of things too that make it so that he's not exactly your comic book Joker. He's really his own interpretation, or that movie's interpretation of the Joker, and he doesn't really fit with any other. He's very unique in that way, just like Ledger's Joker is, of course, where with him you have a Joker that's not afraid to use knives to give people smileys instead of some kind of Joker gas or something of the sort, and or just kill them. He'll cut their faces into a smile. And it's obviously, you wonder how I got these scars. That's a very different interpretation from what we're used to from your comic book Joker as well. And nowadays in the comic books, like with Death in the Family and the New 52, they've even taken that a step further, which I feel like is kind of inspired by that, the Dark Knight movie, and taken Joker to the next level to even do some even crazier things. Anyway, that's a topic for a different conversation, including himself and his appearance. But in terms of these two, man, this is a tough one to break down. I think what it comes to with most people is, most people at this point in time, when they watch the '89 Batman film, they really don't. I don't know. Some people don't think it ages that well. I personally do. I like watching the '89 Batman movie. Even to this day, I really enjoy it. Now, there are things about it that are a little bit cheesy at times. For example, you'll have, very cartoony, you'll have the Joker's thugs who will wear Joker jackets and have symbols. Jack will get into, his Joker mobile, and it'll be painted a certain way, and you'll have music playing when he goes to the art museum, and his different toys with bright, shiny, orange and green and different colors like that. So I think for a lot of people it's hard to get into that, but for me I really like it because they created their own universe. Like the whole city, Gotham City, was like a custom set, that they built. It wasn't like with The Dark Knight where they just straight up just went to certain locations, like certain cities, and filmed there, so it's like real world. No, they created like a comic book live action universe for the '89 Batman, which I thought was something really cool to see. So I love the movie. Even to this day, I still love to watch it because it's not like, you know, it's not like, oh, we're back in 1989 again. It's like we're in this different universe in Gotham that, is very comic booky, and you'll see them that wear like gangster hats and trench coats and things like this that, that's not 90s style it's like old mobster style, like the 50s or whatever, like we're going to see in Mob City, the movie or the TV series starting this December, this kind of stuff. So it's a really unique universe in and of itself. And Jack's portrayal in that universe, I think, fits perfectly. He's goofy, he's cartoony, he's got the smile, it's not realistic, but it's pretty amazing. After seeing him play the Joker, I really couldn't envision seeing anyone else play them up until, of course, I sat down in the movie theater opening night for The Dark Knight and then saw what Ledger had to bring, and was absolutely dumbfounded, blown away. Couldn't believe that the same guy that was in Broke Dick Fountain was going to be, playing, the Joker, or that was in that, played the Joker, and did it like that, to the point where, it's almost like it made him crazy in real life. That's how into this role he got. It was amazing. So it's hard to compare the different Jokers because they're so different. Kind of similar to the different Batmans, your Adam West Batman and some of the others. It's hard to compare, but obviously it's subjective. Initially, yeah, it's like Jack's perfect for the role. It's like he's born to play the Joker. His previous, The Shining, The Smile, everything, all of his movies, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, his acting chops. I mean, Jack Nicholson is one of the most renowned actors in all of Hollywood history. One of the best there is. Period. End of story. Which is why he was just ideal and perfect for the Joker. And even to this day, when I watch it, Jack's Joker. Like he's very unique and very awesome. So I think that's why it makes this breakdown so difficult. Also, I think the thing is that The Dark Knight was, in my opinion, the best comic book movie. It's also rated on IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes, I believe, both of them, as the best comic book movie so far. It has the highest rating. I don't think the Avengers passed it, even though it was close. But The Dark Knight did have the highest rating for a comic book movie. And a lot of that had to do with Ledger's performance, too. I mean, what he did in that movie, you want to talk about Jack, what Ledger did in The Dark Knight was like, it was insane. It was something we had never seen before. A comic book character brought to life as like a real world terrorist that scares the crap out of everybody. And the only downside, I think, of his portrayal is that he doesn't tell that many jokes. Like, he's not all that funny. I think that Jack's Joker is more humorous, but I think that Ledger's Joker is a lot more scary and a lot more serious. There are still funny moments with him, like when he walks out of the hospital with the nurse outfit on. Everybody, dies laughing. There's some really funny stuff with Ledger's Joker, but he doesn't straight up, tell jokes that are funny by themselves. And maybe that's kind of part of what makes it so brilliant, is that they went that route instead, where the situations are funny, the things he does are funny, things he says are funny, also scary, but he's not deliberately just like telling jokes. You know what I'm saying? So in terms of this comparison, it's really tough to say, but me personally, I think that as great as Jack Nicholson's Joker was, and how we couldn't, picture the smile and everything, and how he was born to play him, and how it all, just seemed to fit perfectly. Ledger's Joker, like, it took it to a step further. He did better than I think anybody thought he could have. His Joker laugh, his twisted acting, and I mean, I think it blew everybody away, and I think that even, to this day and in the future, I don't know if anyone's going to be able to surpass what he did as the Joker, and I would have to go with, in this versus, the best live action Joker as Heath Ledger. I would put him at number 1, Jack Nicholson at number 2, and number 3 would be Cesar Romero. Even though, of course, unfortunately, Ledger's life, of course, came to an end, and we never got to see what else he could bring. We never got to see a follow-up performance. That would have been really cool if they could have worked him into Rises, if he was still around. Unfortunately, what are you going to do? But in terms of this comparison, yes, Jack Nicholson is a more renowned actor for what he was able to do in his lifetime. I still think if you compare just these two movies and you see those performances, Ledger's performance was more believable. It was more on point. His Joker laugh was even better, I think, and changed too. And just all around, I think he surpassed everyone's expectations. And I think in this versus matchup, which it really is because Romero, I think, is out of the question, Heath Ledger is the best Joker, in my opinion. Anyway, I'll call it here. That's it for this video, guys. I'll see you for the next one. This was Trav, and I'm saying peace. Let me know who was your favorite Joker, by the way, too. Later, guys. Peace.